Imagine stumbling upon a heartfelt message from over a century ago, scribbled by soldiers sailing off to the horrors of World War I, only for it to wash ashore right in your own backyard. This isn't just a tale of historical serendipity, it's a poignant reminder of the human stories lost in the tides of time. But here's where it gets intriguing. Could fate really guide a simple bottle across vast oceans? Or is there something more miraculous at play? Keep reading to uncover how two Australian soldiers' notes, penned in 1916, have resurfaced on the country's southwestern coast, sparking emotions and debates alike. These uplifting missives, crafted just days after the men embarked on their perilous journey to the battlegrounds of France during the First World War, often abbreviated as World War I, a global conflict from 1914 to 1918 that reshaped nations and claimed millions of lives, were discovered more than a century later. One soldier, Private Malcolm Neville, shared in his letter to his mother how the onboard meals were real good, and that the crew was as happy as Larry, a cheerful idiom meaning extremely content. Tragically, months afterward, he perished in combat at just 28 years old. In stark contrast, the other soldier, 37-year-old Private William Harley, lived through the war and made it back home safely. The letters have now been entrusted to their descendants, who are utterly floored by this unexpected connection to their family history. The bottle surfaced earlier this month at the secluded Wharton beach, close to Esperance in Western Australia, unearthed by Deb Brown, a local resident, during one of her routine outings with her husband and daughter. They were out on their quad bikes, as they often do, picking up debris to keep the beaches pristine, a commendable habit that highlights the importance of community efforts to combat coastal litter, which can harm marine life and ecosystems. We frequently tidy up our shores and never ignore even a speck of trash. So this stout glass bottle was just sitting there, practically inviting us to collect it, Ms. Brown recounted to the Associated Press on Tuesday. Despite the paper inside being damp, both notes remained fully readable, prompting her to embark on a diligent quest to reunite them with the soldiers' families. By cross-referencing the names and hometowns mentioned in the letters online, such as the address for PTE. Neville's mother, she successfully located relatives. For PTE. Neville's great-nephew, Herbie Neville, the revelation felt like something out of a dream. He shared with ABC News how it had been unbelievable for his kin, particularly for 101-year-old Marion Davies, PTE. Neville's niece, who vividly recalls her uncle departing for war and never coming back. This personal touch underscores the lasting impact of World War I on families, where the absence of loved ones created voids that echo through generations, much like how veterans' stories are preserved in memorials worldwide. The second letter, from PTE. William Harley, was simply directed to whoever might find the bottle, since his mother had passed away years before. His granddaughter, Ann Turner, expressed to ABC how she and the soldiers' 4 other living grandchildren were absolutely stunned by the discovery. It truly seems like a miracle, as if our grandfather is reaching out to us from beyond the grave, she said. I get quite emotional thinking about how the other young man had a mother to correspond with, while our grandfather, having lost his years ago, wrote to the finder instead. This contrast in the letter's recipients adds a layer of poignancy, illustrating how grief and loss shaped even casual communications during wartime. PTE. Harley's note mentioned that the bottle was cast into the waves somewhere in the Bight, referring to the expansive Great Australian Bight along the southern coastline, a vast, crescent-shaped bay known for its strong currents and wildlife, including whales and seals. And this is the part most people miss. An oceanography expert informed ABC that the bottle might have only spent a few weeks adrift before reaching Wharton Beach, where it could have lain buried in the sand for the full century. This raises eyebrows, doesn't it? Skeptics might argue that such a short voyage defies the odds, suggesting perhaps the bottle was lost closer to shore, or that ocean currents are more predictable than we think. On the flip side, believers see it as undeniable proof of destiny at work. What do you make of it? Is this a scientific anomaly, or a heartwarming coincidence that restores faith in the universe's mysteries? Overall, this find not only bridges the past and present, but also prompts us to reflect on the fragility of life and the power of unexpected discoveries. It invites us to ponder, in an era of instant messaging and digital archives, does a message in a bottle still hold the same magic? Or could modern twists, like eco-friendly biodegradable notes, honor this tradition without harming the environment? And what about the soldiers' fates? One survived, the other didn't. Does that highlight the randomness of war, or something deeper about resilience? I'd love to hear your take. Do stories like this inspire you to cherish family histories more? Or do you have doubts about the miracle aspect? Agree, disagree, or share your own experiences? Let's discuss in the comments.